Hi guys, it's Doctor Arndt, chiropractor and functional medicine expert. Today I wanted to go over the 5 myths of diabetes that I hear. Myth number 1, a lot of people have diabetes. It can't be that bad. Well, let me tell you, it is that bad. The consequences of diabetes are numerous, and the reason it's so bad is it destroys the cells of the body. It goes all the way down to the cellular level, where the powerhouse of the cell, the mitochondria, is not working properly. So they can't replicate properly. They can't produce the proper enzymes, the proteins. They can't produce the proper neurotransmitters, the proper hormones. The cell membrane is breaking down, so the cells start to die. The cells may not even be able to replicate each other very well. Think about it. People talk about having neuropathy with diabetes. The nerves are made of cells. The blood vessels that feed the nerves are made of cells. How can the nerves survive if the cells are dying? What about the brain? It's occurring there too. The heart, the eyes, the kidneys, all of these organs are made of cells. Diabetes is much more than a sugar problem. Myth number 2. It's in my genes. I can't do anything about it. This myth is dangerous in that a person has already decided they can't do anything about it. One thing about diabetes is that intervention is better than drugs when it comes to handling the problem. We do genetic testing on people specifically to determine what factors in their genes that they need to address so they can properly take care of their situation rather than do what everyone else does. Myth number 3. I'll know if I have diabetes. Diabetes is a process that occurs in the body slowly. It starts with low-grade inflammation from either the gut, the environment, and/or lifestyle choices, which has to be determined for that individual. This eventually causes problems with glucose and insulin regulation. Insulin is a hormone that takes glucose out of the blood and into the cells. This starts to stealthily do damage to capillaries and blood vessels and puts undue stress on the cells that start them to break down. Eventually, once the problem is in full gear, you may notice some fatigue or some foggy thinking. Your blood pressure may increase. You may get hungry more often. But this is after it's been going on for years and doing considerable damage in your body. Myth number 4. I'm only pre-diabetic. My hemoglobin A1C is pretty good. Now, many pre-diabetics have multiple factors that are related to metabolic syndrome. This is a condition that puts a person at increased cardiovascular risk of heart attack or stroke. The person's waist circumference increases, so the person looks like an apple. They look like an apple shape. They aren't particularly fat, but they have so-called pot belly or a beer gut. Pre-diabetics usually have an elevated blood sugar of maybe greater or equal to 100. They may have elevated triglycerides of greater than 150, maybe even blood pressure of 130 over 85. All of these are ominous signs that, if not addressed properly, can lead and may lead to not only diabetes, but a heart attack. Myth number 5. I'm managing my diabetes just fine with metformin. Like I said before, sugar is not the only factor that makes a person prone to diabetes. There are other factors that affect the cell, so it is not as sensitive to insulin, allowing the sugar to increase in the blood. The use of drugs to keep the sugar low is not addressing the problem, but rather the effect, so the condition can get worse. The drug itself can create deficiencies of nutrients, which are needed for the cell to work properly. A study from the New England Journal of Medicine, February of 2002, compared metformin to lifestyle changes. They found that lifestyle reduced the incidence of diabetes by 58%, where metformin was only 31%. Food can be the best medicine. Food is not only energy, it's information so the body can work properly. It's like the old saying with computers, garbage in, garbage out. Garbage out in this example would be your body's inability to work the way it was intended. If your body is not working the way it was intended, click the link below to join our Facebook group. If you'd like a copy of the 5 Myths of Diabetes, click the link below. If you'd like a personal one-on-one complimentary call with me, click the appropriate link below to schedule. See you next time.